Arizona Cardinals. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Lucky 56. Gone.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. Flush to his right. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over.
Now it's Rosen. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Deion Jones in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. And taken right on the 30. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 42. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on 1st down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And they can't. They have nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Falcons. Tevin Coleman, 35 yards. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Going deep here for Bryant. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big-time play there by the Cardinals. 54 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Rosen will throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs. On the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the turn.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Gun. Hey, Tuesday. Switch. Gun. Hey, south. Right.
From the shotgun, Ryan going underneath. It's Coleman. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Get up!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On third down, it's Coleman, and he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now Ryan on first down. And incomplete on the deep ball. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. And it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Hey, let's go.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Shedding the tackle. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. It's caught. Jones. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 51 yards. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Throwing now, Rosen on first down. David Johnson here on the catch. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now a handoff. Johnson. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On second down, Johnson. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football. They're on the march, but facing a third down here.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Check. Slam.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And able to find Kirk complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They pitch it out to Johnson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On second down, here's Rosen, dumping it off for Johnson. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Ryan. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And all the way down to the 35. It's a big play there for Atlanta. And even 40 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Looking deep, and this is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
He'll be thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick, and this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, let's go.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see.
Hey, let's go.
Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get this down to the 10. A solid pickup of 13 sets them up 1st and goal.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Two minutes to go here in the first half. More from the desert after this. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
22.
They'll give it to him up the middle. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Matt Ryan on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
All right, here we go. 3, 9,
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
Detroit!
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Gone!
On 2nd down, Rosen. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tack McKinley in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards.
Over!
Play action here with Rosen. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And here now come the Falcons. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And he'll be out right at the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
20. Wait. Hey, wait. Look out!
On 1st down, Ryan. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Hey, wait.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan getting it out left side to Sanu. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Ryan now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. They go play action now. Ryan, he's to the 10. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Bryant's kick is good. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Gun! 11.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. But one thing's for sure, they're still taking their shots downfield, even with a big lead.
No, I think it's way too early to go into a shell, so I like what they're doing. Continue to take your shots. Continue to be aggressive. It's not their job to slow themselves down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go brought down right at the 30-yard line. Eli Apple up from his corner spot to make the play.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Falcons on third down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Gun. 12. Let's go.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Gun. Hey, express. Hey, gun.
On 1st and 10, Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. They'll come out in the pistol. It's Coleman here. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. And this one through the uprights and good. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Detroit!
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. Space to run past the 20. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. And Johnson on an island by himself in the backfield. Second and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
So his third field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats?
Who?
You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
that is
by the time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
They begin the drive with Coleman.
Whoosh.
And now running, and nothing but daylight ahead. 20, 10, touchdown, Falcons. Tevin Coleman with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Falcons add on. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Tuesday. There we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
22, 21, 20. Get out,
Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at the 40.
Gone!
After the interception, here's Rosen. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Gone!
Rosen on 1st and 10. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. The tight end Josh Hill was the target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Another 3 on the board. He's been the lone bright spot. That's now 4 field goals.
If this offense had finished a few drives, we'd be looking at a different complexion to this ball game, because right now, the trade is really wrong for them, isn't it? They're trading field goals while the other team's scoring touchdowns. That's not going to work.
So out come the Falcons now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to...
The ball comes out. And fortunately, he's able to get this one back, so it is a 1st down. And defensively, maybe an opportunity miss there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble. And big sigh of relief, huh?
Yeah, usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the... It's caught inside the 25. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This one taken from the 7th. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side, because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale.
Detroit! 3 down. Hey, here we go now. Blue 90.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, it's a drive will continue. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
No. Check. Patriot.
They go play action here on 1st down. Going deep here for Stills. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
All right, now, lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56.
Rosen again on 2nd and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Deion Jones in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. The Cardinals on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Watch you now, Barney. Barney.
From the gun, it's Rosen. Looking downfield for Dez. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Here we go. It's Rosen on 4th down. He's going to rifle one deep left. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. On 4th down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, 4th down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Mohamed Sanu, 62 yards. And the Falcons add on. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Cardinals. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. That one goes for 24 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now Rosen on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Rosen. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and forever.
Green 39! Green 39!
Now Rosen. Escaping the pressure right. Going deep here for Stills. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They'd been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Keanu Neal.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Hey, wait. There we go. I'm jumping after you. Gun.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. There he goes left side. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, 57 yards. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, second and 10.
Here we go. Four down. Alert.
Second and 10. It's Rosen again. And an alley to run. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down. The Cardinals on third down. A very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he dreamed of this. How about this for your debut? Second sack in the opener.
Yeah, it's great to get 1. That's memorable. 2? Hello.
Well, he dreamed about it. He thought about it. Did he ever expect it to happen? Probably not.
Taken from just outside the 30. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And, it'll be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. He was looking that time for Stills. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Space. Hey, right ass. Motion. go.
43's the mic. 43's the mic.
Wait! Gun!
Ryan wants to throw it. Looking downfield for Jones. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
On the toss, here's Johnson. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Now they got to get to the line quickly. They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. Completes it to Kirk over the middle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Detroit!
Rosen off the play action. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Detroit!
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And now it's Rosen looking. Flushed out right. And Stills over the middle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Detroit! Gun!
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. They go play action. It's Rosen out to his left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all of that yardage. That would be a big play.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by DeMonte Kazin. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times.
Space.
Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Ready, sit on that. Ready. 54, south. Here we go.
They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Ready to go. Ready. Kill. Gun.
He's checking. Crash.
Play action. Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. fourth quarter, you got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Gun. Hey, Tuesday. Get up! Hey, express!
On third down, Ryan. Flush to his right. And that's caught inside the 30. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Gun! Wait! Let's go!
That one looks like he'll throw here. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
Little work still to do, though. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
Lucky 56.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And that will